Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Elizabeth, your coach and guide on all things health, healing, and coming back home to yourself. Today we are going to talk about something that I think will completely shift the way that you view healing. Because most people believe that healing is just about time. You know the old saying, time heals all wounds, that if you just wait long enough, things will get better. But the truth is, as much as we would love it, wounds don't just magically go away as time goes on if you don't address them. You don't need more time to heal. You need new experiences that show your nervous system a different reality than the one that you've been living. And once you understand this, everything can start to make sense for you. And I really want to drive home the importance of regulating your nervous system and developing a practice to help you or deepen one that you may already have, because it is already a requirement for having good physical and mental health in today's modern high stress world that we're living in. But in addition to that, recently the planet Uranus moved into the sign of Gemini, and it rules the nervous system and is the great disruptor. It will be in this sign for the next approximately 7 years, and you may have to take extra measures to keep yourself grounded and regulated during what might be chaotic and changing times ahead. But I will go into more detail about that subject in a later video and how it may affect you. First off, let's discuss on today's topic why time alone doesn't heal. A lot of people stay stuck in the same patterns for years or even decades, not because they're not trying, not because they're not doing the work, but because they're living in the same environments, the same routines, the same emotional patterns that have kept them dysregulated and stuck. Your nervous system doesn't heal based on time alone. It heals based on evidence. Science shows that your brain is constantly adapting based on your lived experiences. This is called neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself by forming new neural connections. So if your daily life continues to reinforce things like stress, fear, overthinking, or self-doubt, your brain keeps strengthening those same pathways. It may be a signal that it's time for change. As they say, if nothing changes, nothing changes. Awareness is fantastic, but it's only the first step in the journey. It must be followed by action and change. Now let's look at the science, how your brain learns through experience. For all my science people out there, research shows that trauma and chronic stress literally reshapes the brain. The amygdala becomes overactive, always scanning for danger. The prefrontal cortex becomes less active, harder to regulate emotions. The nervous system stays in survival mode. So even if your life is technically safe, now your body doesn't feel that way, because your nervous system is still operating from past experiences. But here's the most important part. These patterns are not permanent. The brain can rewire itself through new, repeated, safe experiences that teach it something different. That means healing isn't passive, like sitting around and waiting for something to happen. It's active. So what does healing actually look like? Healing is not just thinking differently. It's not just doing journaling practices. It's not just understanding your past. It's also experiencing something new, because your nervous system learns through what you feel, what you experience, what your body goes through, not just what you know. This is why someone can be deeply self-aware and still feel stuck or unhealed, because awareness without new experiences doesn't create change. So now let's dive into the teachings of a spiritual teacher like Carl Jung and discuss the unconscious and experience. Because of my human design, I love to look at different perspectives, and so I offer them to you to see what resonates most with you. Carl Jung, as I've mentioned, believed that much of our behavior is driven by the unconscious. He taught that until you bring those unconscious patterns into awareness and actively engage with them, they will continue to run your life. But here's what's important in this. Jung didn't just believe in awareness. He believed in integration, which means not just seeing your patterns, but having new experiences that change them. Let me give you a couple of real life examples of what this actually looks like to help. Because when people hear new experiences, they often think it has to be something big. But healing usually happens in small, safe moments. So, for example, speaking your truth instead of people pleasing. Let's say you're someone like me in the past who usually says yes to everything, even when you're overwhelmed. Your old pattern might be, I don't want to disappoint them. A new experience could look like pausing, checking in with your body, and saying something like, let me get back to you. Or even, I'm not able to do that right now. And then noticing nothing bad happens. You're still safe. The relationship doesn't fall apart. That moment becomes evidence that your nervous system can think, I can choose myself and still be okay. Example number 2 you can use, feeling calm in a moment that used to trigger you, for example. Let's say you usually feel anxious in social situations. Your body expects things like judgment, rejection, or pressure. A new experience might look like going into a conversation, but instead of overthinking, you slow your breath, you stay present, and maybe for the first time, you actually feel a moment of ease. Even if it's just for 10 seconds, that's enough, because your nervous system just received new information there. It shows it, this is safe now. Another example could be resting without guilt. This is something women especially struggle with. If you're someone who always is in go mode, a new experience might be sitting down, doing nothing, and letting yourself rest without having to earn it. At first, your body might feel uncomfortable, but if you stay with it, you start teaching your system, I don't have to be in survival mode to be safe. These moments might seem small on the outside, but this is how healing actually happens. Not all at once, but through repeated experiences over time that show your body a different way of being is also safe. Now let's look at Edgar Cayce's teachings, the creative force. Edgar Cayce spoke about the idea that we are constantly creating our reality through what we hold in our mind and body. But he also emphasized something deeper. If your internal state doesn't change, your external reality won't either. And your internal state is shaped by things like your emotions, your patterns, your nervous system. So if your body is still operating in fear, you will continue to recreate experiences that match that. So now let's look at why new experiences can change everything. Here's where this becomes really powerful for you. When you experience something new, happy, healthy, joyful experiences, more positive ones, especially something that feels safe, calm, supportive, and empowering, your brain starts to update this internal model of reality. This is how healing actually happens. Over time, your brain learns safety, the nervous system begins to settle, old patterns lose their grip on you because your body now has proof that things can be different. So what does this look like in real life? And this doesn't have to be huge, life-changing moments. Healing often happens in small, consistent experiences, like feeling safe expressing yourself, in a conversation with others, perhaps saying no and protecting your boundaries and your energy and seeing that nothing bad happens, trying something new without being judged or learning not to care anymore about being judged by others altogether, feeling calm where you used to feel anxious. These are the moments that rewire your system. So with that said, how can you start rewiring your nervous system? I want to give you a few ways that you can start doing this in your daily life to make this easy. Number one, you can create safe experiences on purpose. Do things that feel grounding, supportive, and calm for you, even if it feels unfamiliar at first, because your nervous system is learning something new and it will be a process like anything else that doesn't happen overnight. Take your time in letting it land in your body. Number two, break small patterns. You don't need to change your whole life overnight. So start with things like responding differently to situations and people, taking a pause instead of reacting to triggers, choosing yourself in small ways each day. It's a practice of self-love and protecting your energy. Number three, you can regulate before you expand. You cannot build a new reality from a dysregulated nervous system. So focus on things like breath work, the 4-7-8 method, or the 4-4-4-4 box method. Spend some time in nature, especially grounding with bare feet on the earth is great. Slowing down with moments of mindfulness throughout your day, reducing overstimulation like stress, noise, chaos, devices, blue light, social media, overloaded schedules, overcrowded environments, just to name a few. These signal safety to your body. Number four, let yourself receive new experiences. This is a big one. Many people block healing because new experiences feel unfamiliar to them, and therefore they think it's unsafe. The ego wants you to stay safe in what is known, the familiar. But unfamiliar does not mean unsafe. This is where growth happens. If we are not growing, we are basically stagnating, and we didn't come here to stagnate. We came here to grow and learn in life and in our experiences. Number five, reconnect with your body, because healing is not just mental in the mind, it is physical. That's why things like talk therapy can only take you so far. True healing must also be felt in the body. Try to take some time each day to do things like a body scan and ask yourself, what does my body need right now? What would feel supportive for me? Where can I soften instead of push? Journaling on prompts like these can also be super helpful. The bigger shift in this journey, though, is this. Healing is not about waiting. It's about becoming someone who is experiencing life differently than it was before. Because your nervous system doesn't change from just time passing. It changes from things like repetition, safety, experience. So if you've been feeling stuck, like you've been doing everything that you feel is right, but nothing is fully shifting for you, you're not broken. You just haven't been given the right experiences yet in order to move forward. And the moment you start creating those experiences, everything begins to change. And if you want support with this, my Sacred Self-Love and Nervous System Healing Guide is designed to help you start building that safety in your body and shifting these patterns from the inside out. You'll find it in the link below that I left for you in the pinned comments. And I also have my monthly wellness membership, my one-on-one coaching program, an upcoming shadow work course where we go much deeper into this work and help you actually integrate it into your life, not just understand it. Everything is linked for you below and in the description box. And if this video resonated with you today, I'd love to hear what stood out for you in the comments. If you have any questions, I'm happy to provide guidance. And if you're finding value in this content and not yet subscribed to the channel, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe so that you'll never miss a video. If you feel called to also share this video with someone in your life who you think could use this information to help them in regulating their nervous system, I would appreciate your support in helping to spread this healing message to as many people as possible who may need it right now. And this is your weekly reminder today to do something that brings you joy, even something small that shows your body it is safe to experience life differently. Take care, and I will see you in the next video.